So we registered our store. Now we want to get the state. Right now we have the shopping list service where we have get ingredients, and there we simply return a copy of our state. Well, let's now no longer use this internal ingredients array, but our global store for that. For that, I'll go straight to the place where I want to use that information, my shopping list component. This is where I use the ingredients in the end, right? So since I used them there, I can also fetch them here. For that, the first thing I'll do is I'll inject a new service, the store. So I'll name it store, and it will be of type store to be imported from ngrx store, because I want to get access to that store which holds my state, right? The store is a generic type though, so we have to tell it which kind of data we actually want to retrieve here. And the type you have to pass here actually needs to fit your global state. Now we define the state here in app module where we set up the store. We'll have a shopping list part of that state. So let's add shopping list to this state object we're describing here. And this in turn will be a JavaScript object where we'll have an ingredients array with the ingredient, model, the ingredient array model. This is our global state. And I'll come back to ways of managing this state a bit more elegantly later. So for now, that's our state. So here, we now can query this state by reaching out to the store and calling select. Now with select, we select a slice of our global state. In this case, I'm interested in the shopping list. So here I'm selecting this part of the state. However, we now have an issue. This now is an observable. It's not the array of items, it's an observable. So this ingredients equals stat like this won't work. Instead, this ingredients here should be an observable. You need to import that from RxJS observable. And this is a generic type too. It will eventually resolve to ingredients, you could say, but that would be wrong. It will resolve to an object which has an ingredients property, which then holds an ingredient array. So that is what the observable will eventually resolve to, because in our global state, we got the shopping list part, which points to the shopping list reducer, but there we set an initial state, which is a JavaScript object with an ingredients property. So that is exactly what we get here, a JavaScript object with an ingredients property. This is what we will get when selecting a slice of our state here. With that, we can comment out the part below here. However, now we need to update our HTML template. Since ingredients is an observable, we can't loop through it. Instead, the async pipe sounds appropriate, but keep in mind, ingredients is the wrong word. This actually is an observable which holds an object with an ingredients property. So in the end, ingredients is maybe the wrong name. We might want to name this differently. We might want to name this shopping list state or something like that. Now with that, we can loop through that once we resolved it asynchronously, and we can thereafter access ingredients on that. Now let's see if that works. If we save this and we reload our application here, this works. We got our ingredients here, but now loaded through ngrx through that global state.